Good morning, student. In this session, we discuss about the audit and taxation chapter number 5, that is audit of computerized system. As you are aware, every work or every transaction are recorded through the computerized part. So out of the major changes in the increased use of accounting machine, punch card installation, electronic data processing system, this is involved in the audit of accounting records with the help of accounting machine have been already established in the earlier heading. So in the following chapter or in this chapter, we discuss about the what are the various headings or what are the meaning of computerized accounting system. So in this chapter, we discuss audit of computerized system. First, meaning of EDP. EDP means electronic data processing system of auditing. Types of EDP accounting system. Problem encountered in an EDP environment. Control in an EDP environment. Audit approach in an EDP environment. And last one, an important part, that is the computer assisted audit technique, that is the CAAT. So first heading, what is meaning, what is the important aspect of EDP? So as you know, EDP means it is an electronic data processing equipment used in the accounting field. The use of computer has increased the capacity of accounting in terms of receiving, storing, retrieving, as well as correlating and comparison and analysis of large volume of data to find the different requirement of the organization, and as well as preparation of statements, analytical reviews, arrangement, reports, project, etc. have been recorded. Have been recorded become an it will be become an easy with the help of computer technology. So why we use EDP system or computerized accounting system or electronic data processing system? It is a simple way. There are some basic points related with the manual recording or manual accounts as well as computer accounts. So in manual recording, every transaction originate on the basis of documentary evidence, means it is recorded with the help of documentary evidence. In EDP or computerized system, it is directly fed into computer without possibility, without vouchers. In manual system, price calculation, discount, interest, and other calculation are done. Hence, it is easier to know the why computation are done or for what are the purpose for the calculation. In the computerized accounting system, arithmetical calculation are done by computer as per software operating system in this process. So the person cannot know from outside as to what and how things have been recorded in the accounting system. Under manual system, various storage like files, register, cards, etc. are used. And in program or in accounting, computerized accounting system, floppy disk, computer, hard disk, pen drive, or other software, other headings are recorded in the, are used in the recording system. The audit trail, that is the record that enable a transaction to be traced from its source of the financial, means trail means whenever you record the transaction in manual system, it is recorded according to the system or according to the process prescribed in management or in the organization. That means the authorization, original entry, ledger posting, and then preparation of financial statement is possible and is easily trace out where we record transaction first. But in case of computerized accounting system, audit trail may not be visible. It is not possible. It is not seen, but it is not directly visible because all the programs are directly fed and one by one it is processed by computer and record directly. So the input is fed into the computer, is processed by it, and output is reflected, and there is no possibility to identify the trace or the trail of the transaction. Data may be lost if the files or register are lost, or any proper care not taken at that time. There is chances of loss of data in the manual system. But in case of computer also, if the virus are found or incorrect handling of data of computer, and viruses may causes of loss of data, this data can only be find out the system if it is the any backup are there. So with the help of this, you can say ki there is a need of recording transaction through the electronic data processing system, that is EDP. Now we discuss with the types of EDP. So the types of EDP accounting system, on the basis of processing, there are two types: batch processing system. In this heading, under this method, similar transactions are processed in batches or group. For example, all credit transaction or all credit purchase are recorded and fed at the one time, and not whenever the sale are occurred, like in manual system. Batch processing system use for the recording of similar type of data into accounting system. Then real-time processing. In this real-time processing, the computer process the information immediately after it is fed into computer system. These systems are specially useful where data is entered more than one location and is required to be updated continuously for enter more than one location. For example, credit card payment, debit card withdrawal, etc. These systems are very complex or not easy to understand. Then next point, that is the type of EDP based on the hard configuration. You can say it is a totally based on your hardware use in the business, use in that organization. So you are aware about the mini computer, macro computers, distributed data processing. So mini computer, there are the low cost, small general purpose computer are used for the recording of transaction, or storage and processing capacity is low. It is difficult to change program because it is already identified and recorded or prepare for the particular purpose. Microcomputers are the self-contained desktop computer. Each computer has its own processor. These microcomputers have a system whereby only one person can use computer at a point or a time. It may be connected to another framework computer. The database file can be created and entered on the disk or the any removed from the hardware, or you can say it is recorded in the various storage devices. So this system is generally used for the maintaining journal, subsidiary ledgers and general ledgers, etc. Then distributed data processing is the third part of hardware configuration. Instead of all processing being carried out on each computer, the processing is done at the central computer. So the several small computers are linked to the central computer, and the recording and the processing is done at a mini computer, and information and a summary form is transferred to the central computer with the distributed data processing. Means every person done work individually, but it is summary is recorded in central processing. Then we discuss what are the problem in an EDP environment. Yes, there is some basic problems like absence of voucher. As we know, the record are directly created in the computer system and fed directly. So in highly computerized environment, many transactions may be fed directly into computer without any records or vouchers. This makes it difficult to vouch the transaction in future or further. Audit trail may not be available in computer system. Audit trail means it is an particular process are followed for the recording of transaction. In manual system, it is recorded through the journal, ledger, subsidiary books, then preparation of trial balance, and after that preparation of final account is the audit trail. But in this accounting system, transaction or the vouchers are directly fed into computer system, and computer itself use direct process and prepare and finalize the result. So audit trail is not identified in the computerized accounting environment. Computer viruses, computer may become slow or inoperative due to computer virus. Computer frauds are possible. Computer fraud may range from the simple ones like unauthorized use of computer, physical manipulation of framework of system, to complicated one like the editing the final output. It may be difficult to auditor to conceive the existence of fraud. So it is possible with the help of a senior person, audit computer operator can work on the frauds or they can manipulate the accounts easily. Input versus output. In these headings, the wrong input is provided to the computer, then the output will be showing the wrong result. So the computer's accounting may, it is wrongly read by computer due to the software in it. Output would be wrong. It may be difficult to find out the source of error because there is no audit trail is possible. Coding problem. Computerized accounting makes extensive use of codes in the place of self-explanatory accounting heads. The design and operation of coded accounting version of business transaction require care, and experienced person should be there for the handling of such type of coding problem. Though simple or the accountant cannot find coding problem in the recording of transaction. Manipulation is possible. It access is allowed to anyone. Manipulation of data fed into computer is possible. The management has to design the system authorization limited person and the access to manipulation with the use of password and other control techniques. Though there is some problem, it is not, you can say, if it is not inefficient. That is, the electronic data processing operating system always shows efficient in internal control system of transaction recording. Okay, then we discuss the controls in EDP. There are two types of control. First, application control are there. So when we discuss the application control, input controls are there. Okay, sorry. Controls in EDP control, EDP environment, general EDP control, organization and operational controls, system development, control over functioning of the equipments, control operator, data access and program access, control over editing and storage control. In this heading, we discuss the organization and operational control. It is an arrangement of man and machines, the authority, responsibility, relation, and department maintention, etc., are distributed and decided. In computerized environment, the plan of organization should satisfy the following points. So EDP department should be separate, means they should be separate, and for the source and user department within the EDP department, where should be the functional classification adopted. The manager should be made in charge of the overall data processing activity. System analyst should be in charge of designing and modifying the system according to the need and requirement of program, as well as the program should write, edit, and test computer programs. Computer operator should be he must be in charge of processing transaction, and custody must over master files and permit access to the data on the basis of proper authority and data control group. So whatever the recording are there, audit function of the EDP department kept separately, as well as organization and operational control should be kept in charge of that particular system. System development, use of particular or the separate standard software is necessary while we discuss the system development. The various criteria should be carefully decided, as well as the all requirements should be manually, such as input content from the data from content of the master file, manner of processing, etc. should be evaluated in system development or while system development. Control over functioning of the equipments. Under this heading, under the whatever the functioning of equipment, certain control measures are undertaken, such as party character, duplicate processing, echo check, validity check, equipment check must be recorded. In the parity check, whenever the data is entered, the bit is added to make a total odd to ensure odd parity check. Means whenever the any duplicate entries, parity entries are there, it should be checked with the particular system, and the equipment should be fully equipped for that heading. Control operator, there should be a clear cut allocation of work in the operation. The sequence and the scheduling of work should be arranged that no time is wasted and needed output is obtained in time. So the control operator must be there in EDP environment for the controlling process. Data access and program access it depends upon the level of authority. Employees should be allowed to access data and program. Use of password and various security codes are the important transaction are the important functions related with the data access and program access. The password should be kept confidential and should be changed periodically or whenever necessary. Control over editing. Any editing in the output should be allowed only if the express authorization means particular person should have a authority to change the particular control or the editing is possible with the particular authorization. Storage control, floppy and other storage device should be protected. They should be properly labeled so that the needed information is easily available. There should be an adequate backup file in the system. File should be copied in floppy and other storage device outside the system. So these are some general control we can use for the control in EDP environment. Then some application controls are there which is related with the whatever the programs or the software are used. Input control, input should be complete containing all relevant particulars. In form of input should be as per the requirement of user department as per the convenience of the EDP department. The input should be authorized by the responsible officer after it can be revised by the another person. The equipment should be control mechanism so that it process only the data read. The system must check after every stage and the total that the right total set before the any particular process. Then control over the processing. In this heading, we discuss the control over totals, file identification and limit test. Control totals, records, counts and batch total for input data can also be calculated during the processing to facilitate the balancing of input totals with processing totals. File identification label in understand how to check the correct file is processed. The file identification label are used for the program and data files. This may be affixed on the floppy, etc. May be written in computer file that is internal. Then limit test. In this heading, input is edited by the processor itself to ensure the validity of the date communicated. The processor verifies the validity of the data against certain inbuilt control tools. And last point, that is the output control should be distributed in format required by the user department and the feedback should be obtained to ensure the quality of generated output. The output should be compared with similar output EDP control group or user department or both. It will be subject to the detailed comparison with the original document. Means it should be output should be checked with the original document whichever and whenever the provided in the system. There is a particular role of audit. Auditor should understand the computer system of the client so that he can plan his audit as well as the control risk. He should lay more emphasis on the evaluation of internal control systems, especially over processing of data so that the process is completed, accurate and valid. The auditor may not vouch for each and every transaction, especially when the audit trail is absent, but the must perform all analytical checking. The auditor is satisfied with the internal control system, then he can rely on the arithmetical accuracy of data generated in system. On the other hand, if he finds any defects or fraud in the system, he must bring the notice to the management of these headings. So that care should be taken while the checking of EDP environment or the applications. Now we discuss the computer assisted audit technique. This is the technique through which the system of accounts are checked or stated or identified. So the first test data approach. In this approach, the auditor prepare a set of input consist of some correct and incorrect transaction. If he fed into the this is fed into the computer and n number of transactions are fed to check the response of the computer. The output is compared with the predetermined output. There is no deviation. There is no difference find in the system. It is considered as effective, and if there is any changes or variation find in the system, it shows the ineffectiveness of the computer system in those situations. While checking, the auditor should determine the areas where tests are to be conducted. The auditor should document the details of input and output so that he can report on to the management. The auditor should erase effect of his test application from the system, and it is used for the identification and checking of accounting transaction or the system trial. Then parallel simulation approach. In this approach, it is opposite to the test data approach. Instead of using client's program, an auditor create a set of program and process the client's data. He can compare, means in these headings you can say it is prepared by auditor data, and which is used for the client's data, checking of client's data. So in this way, obtained by him that the client system, if the results are same, he can rely on the general and application control of that particular organization. Means a parallel simulation in test data, he can use the client's system as well as a program. But in parallel simulation, he create his own system as well as program and use that system to checking correctness of the client's program. Then generalized audit software, GAS. In this method, an auditor need to prepare either input data or the program. He can make use of generalized software designed by computer manufacturers, software professional, and large firm of auditor. The following function can be performed. The computer can scan the record and indicate the items that don't fit into the criteria set by auditor. Means whatever the headings are there, it is prepare separately and scan separately and prepare a one record. The computer can select sample by using statistic technique and print them. Generalized audit software, the auditor to test the accuracy of competition in clients data files with and greater speed, as well as auditor can compare data on separate file and find out if they are in agreement or not. The auditor can summarize as well as recognize the data of the client. It can help them to preparing audit program as well as the preparation of audit report, documentation report, working papers, correspondence with debtors and banks, etc. So the generalized audit software is prepared for the analyzing of the client's software where it is effective or not. So by this way, in this chapter, we discuss the computerized accounting system, manual versus computerized system, types of EDP accounting system, controls in EDP accounting system, problems encountered in EDP accounting system, and computer assisted audit techniques, that is the CAT.